Over the years, thousands of Americans have been brutally killed by those who illegally entered our country, and thousands more lives will be lost if we don't act right now.
What is the truth? Welcome to DBC News. I am Amy Blazenin, and this is Debunked. First, we are sitting down with Alex Naurosta, who works for the Cato Institute with Immigration Research, to discuss the truths of immigration to America. Ms. Naurosta says that native-born citizens have a higher rate of incarceration in America than immigrants.
Immigrants are not as likely to be incarcerated as native-born Americans. However, illegal immigrants make up the majority for total immigrants incarcerated. Immigrants are less likely in general to commit a crime that would put them in jail.
How many immigrants, both undocumented and legal, are in American jails?
We estimated in 2016 that there are around 120,000 undocumented immigrants and 45,000 legal immigrants incarcerated. This is around 8 out of every 1,000 undocumented and 3 out of every 1,000 legal immigrants in total.
So where does President Trump's information come from? Why have Republicans taken an offensive stance towards immigrants? Over the past 50 years, Republican views on immigration to the U.S. has changed drastically since President Reagan. He signed a law in 1982 that granted amnesty to millions of illegal immigrants, which would be unheard of with this presidential administration. Even Reagan detested the idea of a fence separating our southern neighbors. To find out when viewpoints change and Americans begin to show xenophobic attitudes, I had to go upstream to find the source. The American Political Science Association has an article published in 2017 titled "The Behavioral Immune System Shapes Political Intuitions," which was written by 3 professors of political science at 2 different universities who wanted to figure out why. They compared how the sensitivities of the immune systems could relate to political opinions. But long before America was even a nation, humans around the world had prejudice against immigrants. According to Antoine Banks of the American Journal of Political Science, it may have something to do with evolution.
Evolution has given us a great gift of how to avoid pathogens, things that can harm our immune system and make us sick, even when we can't see them. So naturally, when a new person comes into our environment, we tend to show disgust towards that person, mostly subconsciously, because through evolution, we don't know if you will get sick or not. Disgust is just a basic human emotion that can cause actions, both negative and positive, towards other people. Everyone's immune system varies in sensitivities. Therefore, people tend to get sick more often than others. This variety, thousands of years ago, could have made the genetic difference to now, when so many people despise immigrants and don't want any in their countries.
So the more sensitive one's immune system is, the more disgusted they become by immigrants?
Basically, yes. Their brains believe that immigrants could hurt them or their immune system. This has developed over thousands of years, and within the past 700 years, it has progressed significantly, as humans have learned what germs and pathogens are and how they can hurt us. This may be an explanation to why some groups of people are xenophobic and others are not.
Is this apparent only in the studies of America?
No, studies were done in Norway as well, and they have very different histories with immigration and ethnic makeup.
One last question. Does political party factor into this information as well? Are people opposed to immigration because they are conservative?
Yet again, this is false. It happens to be just the opposite. People tend to be more conservative because their behavioral immune systems propel them to oppose immigrants and related policies.
Americans now more than ever are hearing more about immigration, and rightly so, as it has become one of the most controversial topics of conversation. Immigrants are often labeled as dirty, unclean, and criminal, and these words may have been a part of our behavioral immune system. This can cause these individuals who think poorly of immigrants to lower their interactions with them, which would lower the empathy and potential tolerance of immigrants. This is Debunked. So the more...
Yes.
Oh! So, The more sensitive one's immune.
Okay, I got this.
Ready whenever you are.
Oh, I can start? Immigrants are not as...
Channel your inner scientist. This is science.
Anytime?
Yep.
I got this. It's okay.
Wait, did you press play?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Immigration. Which So, where does President Trump information come from? Why have